Welcome to Chakralicious. I am so honored to be here and pleased that I'm not the only one who wants to get into the chakras, learn more about it, and explore with like-minded people um, for the next year. It's going to be a really cool ride. And as we grow through at least the lower chakras, we're going to fly like a rocket. There is so much information that wants to come in. So, hello to you all. Celebrate that you got here and notice how you're feeling, checking in with the root chakra. If anybody wants to raise their hand and unmute, we can totally do that. This is a class, and I can just put the recording on pause so it's not on the recording. And then yeah, it's no big deal. Just get my attention in the like chat or the raise your hand thing. We can put it on pause and speak. So let's start with, I think I've said hi to everybody so far. You are welcome to keep your cameras on. It's fun when people get to look at each other. And if you want to like have your cameras up, do whatever makes you feel comfortable. Um, okay, so let's do our brain balance so that we can let go of the day and get here as much as possible. So refresher, you cone your fingers, plug them into your forehead and breathe, crossing them at their wrist. This is balancing the left side and right side brain hemisphere, and breathe gently. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Balancing the left side, right side brain hemisphere. And when you feel a shift like a yawn or, or something along those lines, switch the shift so that the other wrist is in front, please. And keep breathing. There we go. This calms down the central nervous system as well as balancing the brains because we're shifting into our right mind, the intuitive mind, the mind of God. There we go. Good. And again, when you sigh, you know that that came into balance. And then you touch your fingers together, point them towards your head, and visualize a rainbow going from one hand through your head to the other hand. A brain bow, if you will. Good. And again, the rainbow, we're going to use the rainbow a lot. Okay. And it's not only brain balancing, but it's balancing us to all levels of consciousness. There we go. So the appropriate information comes through. And that should have a calming effect. There we go, on all of us. Good. And so as we let go of the day, we're going to call in help. And um, and I wanted to read something that I wrote down many, many years ago, and five steps of really moving forward in your spiritual path. And we're doing chakra work for that, to move forward on our spiritual path. Why? So that we don't feel like we're out of control and that we're actually responding to life in ways that make us feel comfortable and ways that make us feel like we're connected to all that we are. And so one of it is just recognizing that there's some sort of disharmony or discordance around you. That's the first thing. You just have to recognize, to start off with, like something's awry. And then there has to be the next step, there has to be a desire to change. So it's one thing to admit it, but if you don't have a desire to change it, whoop-de-doo. I mean, yay, we hit the first step, a desire, recognizing that there's disharmony. But the next step is the desire and willingness to change. And we must cultivate this desire. And you need to really get to the point that you're willing to do whatever it takes to transform whatever is causing the disharmony, the discordance, and make it the most important fight in your life. Make it the most important thing. It is literally putting money in your own bank. Energy is money, and you are putting money in your own bank, and that's what we want. The third thing is you got to connect to source. I mean, if you just bitch to everybody around you and you're not actually connecting to source for the help, good luck. Um, and to connect to source, there is beauty in connecting to source, walking out in the woods. I get that. However, it's something about sitting still. That's what the first chakra is. The ability to sit still. And if you have a really hard time, it means your first chakra is way too involved with the third dimensional reality. And it's never going to want you to sit still. Okay. So we connect to source, and we command, not demand. Demand's like an ego, it's a child, but command means I am God too. That the space that we are sitting in be sacred and created in and around you in the present breath of now. That means letting go of the rest of the day, letting go of the argument. And that's why it's a real art form to hit this third step, because most people will start to unravel before they even make it a priority to sit down and be quiet, be still for a moment. And the fourth step is ask for assistance. We must ask. It's silly, even though the universe does read our mind, it's silly to ask the universe to read our mind. We are here to use our fifth chakra. And so we ask for assistance, and then you must notice how you receive it. And when you ask for assistance, do you tell spirit how you want the assistance? Because that's a red flag right there. If you're like, I want assistance with blah, 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 we ask for assistance, and then you notice, are you receiving it, or are you micromanaging it? Are you telling it what it needs to be? Are you telling the universe what you want and asking it to do anything it needs to do to get you what you want? So you notice that. And then when you actually get past step 4 and you're on to step 5 steps, when you get a message, do you take the steps it tells you to take? And notice that. Or do you argue with it? And do you pretend you don't hear it? That's a good one. Or because you didn't like the message. Yeah. No, I'll ask again tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and see if you change your mind. I'm going to keep asking till you actually tell me what I want. Thanks, God. Yep. Yep. I'm out now. Yeah, I'll be back to you tomorrow with the same question, and then I'll tell you how to answer it, and I'll keep asking until I hear what I want. Like, that's insanity, and that's a red flag of the ego. God bless the ego. It's keeping us alive. But those 5 steps are really gonna be applied in this 12-month program in every session. And it will be your homework, so that even if you just have 2 minutes a day, you can get really good at going through those 5 steps. So we recognize we want this help. That's why we signed up. And so now we have the desire to change, because we have created time in our day and put money towards this. Me too. I am in. And now we connect to source. So we call in divine help. And I am very adamant about we call in divine help, 100% pure source, love and light. Okay. So if you learn anything throughout this year, I just want to say it straight up front. It's to really understand how interconnected we are with everything in the cosmos, not just the earth, the cosmos, with each other. It's going to be freaky as these layers unwind. It's going to really blow our minds. So we're part of a living organism whose totality is in every one of our cells. So we came here to remember that. And by anchoring more light into our darkness, inviting it in, recognize we want the help, asking for the help, then receiving the help, then doing what it says. As we illuminate our darkness, for wholeness. Why? Because we got in separation, and separation is inherent with trauma. And trauma means I disconnected from God when something scary happened. Because in that moment, yeah, I did not feel source. In that moment, I just felt fear and death and annihilation. So we illuminate our darkness to bring in wholeness and transcend the old patterns of fear, because the new earth is going to be based on our heart chakra. That's why we're starting in the basement. And that means we will remember who we really are. So, is there a record button on here? Yeah. Is it recording? Oh, small panic. Sorry. Okay. So you probably think you're all sitting still right now. Yeah. But the fact is that you're on a planet, Earth, that's orbiting around a star, the sun, at 30 kilometers a second. So a kilometer is a little less than a mile. And that star, the sun, is orbiting around a galaxy at 250 kilometers a second. And that galaxy is moving through the universe at a rate of 600 kilometers a second. So since you've just been listening to those 30 words, you've already traveled 3,000 kilometers. Why is this important? Nassim Harriman wrote that on the internet today. Why is that important? Because that movement is in us too. And so when we really get in touch with that movement, we're going to be able to notice what's not moving. It's going to be plain as the nose on our face. We're going to be like, oh, with all that movement happening around me in a minute. Oh, yeah, there's the spot not moving. I see it. I feel it. I sense it. I perceive it. I hallucinate it. You know, whatever your gift is for becoming aware of something. So all of our chakras correlate to planets. And we have to remember that planets are beings. They are live, conscious beings. Just like Earth is a mother. She's a divine feminine. And the more we anchor and connect to our bodies and evolve and shed light on the darkness inside of us and connect to the great archangels, the ascended masters, the planets that are associated with all of our organs and our chakras, the more as we evolve through the lower 7 chakras and working our way up to the upper 5 chakras, we are developing our etheric body. This is our original blueprint. And that at that point, we actually start to embody the masters that are helping us. We actually start to unify with them. That's why you meet some people and you'll be like, God, he seems like Jesus. Yeah, he's integrated that part. Boy, that person, every time I'm around them, I think of Mother Mary. Okay, that person has integrated Mother Mary into one of their guides, into their being. Every time I'm around that person, I see blue like Archangel Michael. Yeah, they have welcomed that energy into their hearts. So we have a lot to look forward to. And so through our I am presences, that cord of light all the way from the heart of source, our higher self, our I am presence, our monad, the place that resides in the heart of God, through our divine line, our cord through our body to the heart of earth, we invoke Mother, Father, God, the entire company of heaven, the mighty Elohim, which are responsible for the 12 rays of the sun, the directors of the elements, the evolved and benevolent elemental beings, and the 5th dimensional ray of the violet flame of transmutation, and cosmic forgiveness, because we're going to find that our first chakra is so jam-packed with trauma about existential moments that we've all survived, witnessed, or died in, with cataclysms on the earth. And also traveling through wormholes in space and then being blown up. We have cellular memory of death. We've had a lot of death. And another reason why we go in and clean up the first chakra. So we're okay. So everybody feel the violet flame here. Here it comes. I like the tornado picture of it. So picture yourself right in that tornado, just standing like it's going to give you a shower, scrub a dub dub. And we're going to call in the benevolent earth dragons, right? Earth. We're grounding, we're rooting to the earth. The earth element is helping us today. Thank you. And Ganesh, the animal associated with the first chakra is elephants, huge family beings. Elements have huge family um, uh, programming in them. There we go. Please come, Ganesh. Please come, the benevolent earth dragons. There we go. Great. To help with this root chakra support, and we are asking for divine assistance in cleansing and purifying anything that we have done across all time, space, dimensions, and realities that would be misusing our energies, miscreating in harmful ways to ourselves or others. We're going to see war coming up in the first chakra. Okay, good. And source, please purify and transmute all the elements in us and around us that have been negatively affected by miscreating using our energy, by creating disharmony. There we go. That's when the five elements come in and work with us. There'll be one or two that are deficient and one that is like super on high alert, and we're asking for them all to get a healing, because that's going to help us, especially with the earth element and the root. There we go. Start to get some synergy in there. Okay, so just notice, if you can, if you will, now that I'm going to say that in each center of our chakras, so we're going to just concentrate on the root one, red, there's a crystalline core. Notice what that crystalline core looks like. It might look weird. Not like a perfect snowflake. There we go. Just notice. And notice it's going to start to vibrate, and it might have a wobble to it. It might be deformed. It might be small. It might be really big. Just notice and accept that this crystalline core is in our first chakra, and we are asking it to have divine connection and direction. We are now receiving higher vibrations of healing than we've ever been able to receive before, safely at a cellular level. And that's why we're having such exponential growth right now. We've had more growth in the last 50 years than the last 2,000 years. So healing the trauma that has been experienced in our physical body, starting at our root. That's our physical form since the fall of grace. Just see where that lands in you, and just witness and feel this deep potential coming into your roots, which are then connected to the earth. Our root chakra is prepping itself for a healing for the sake of all beings, including our ancestors and our roots of existence. We're asking for a healing of wounds that have created feelings of being unsafe in the physical body, not being able to create the realities we want, and to heal the root which that all got created from. There we go. And as we heal, we anchor more light into us and then into the earth, because she's healing the scars of humanity's miscreations as well, since the fall from grace into darkness, into separation, the illusion of separation and polarity. And the cosmos is very aware of this purging process of human evolution, and is supporting us more than ever right now as humanity awakens and lets more light in to balance the darkness, the dark presence that we have been influenced from through fear. Manipulation, bullying. And as our hearts soften, we realize that we can actually call and ask the cosmos for help, and it will immediately respond and give us aid, even though we may not recognize its presence if we are preoccupied with our small bubbles of reality. It's still coming when we call. And they don't come in spaceships, they don't come in portals. Pure beings of light, they can just materialize wherever they're needed out of nothing. They're not the light that we see with the naked human eye. They are the unseen presence of the light that we must learn to know. All we have to do is request, there we go, with honest, earnest sincerity of a pure heart. That's why the sitting process, sometimes it takes a few minutes till we drop out of our head and into the purity of our heart. That's when they come. They don't come with a bunch of screaming, demanding children that are telling them how to help them. So they're here now. Okay, thank you. And so we give gratitude. And you can already start to feel the space that we're in shift. Okay, and so 12 chakras, 12 rays of the sun, 12 astrological signs, we know about that, 12 centers of the tree of life and knowledge. Ooh, the picture, that's, sorry about that. There we go. Everyone know what the tree of life looks like? Huh. Let me take off my, oh, never mind about that one. I'll show it to you later. I have a better picture of it. And 12 worlds. Say what? 12 worlds? What you talking about? 12 worlds. So we are, Earth is the fourth and fifth world, and its mission is peace. Peace on Earth. It is not a tagline. It is why we were here. So there's another, the first world is related to safety, the second world is related to order, the third world is related to strength. You know, I could list them all, but the fourth world, the fourth and fifth world, is where we're at. It's called Earth, and its mission is peace. And to get there, we will need to move into living in our heart space, and that's the toroidal field. And then that is actually the technology that we keep hearing everybody wants to, like, free energy, you know. We're the technology. Living in the heart center is the technology to be able to move anywhere in the universe and talk to anything. So it's living through the heart space that is going to connect us to everything. And that is our mission of this world, Earth, the fourth and fifth world. So there's significance to this. We're going to be uncovering that as we move through the year. And we're going to use our breath, which is our direct connection to source light, as we utilize it in our body and direct our first chakra to update, cleanse, purify, and heal, recalibrate the crystalline core and the centers of the first chakra. So we will be doing the inner presencing portion, where we just turn on some music, and I've found some music by a sound therapist, Jonathan Goldman, and we're going to do music for the first chakra and say a prayer. You can listen to me or not, but anyway, it's your time to go inside and really receive this healing of anything that's discordant and keeping us in survival patterning. So as we breathe into this light circle that we've created, right? Each of us a ball of light in a circle together. Notice the strength that's present when light warriors get together and just let yourself be held in this. Your role is just as important as everybody else's role in this circle. And as we get to the higher chakras, I bet you anything we've had a lifetime together doing this work. There we go. So breathe into the root and notice what you notice. And I'm going to put it on pause. Great. And then share screen. See if this works. Okay. All right. So, I don't know, pyramids. We could talk forever about the significance of pyramid. And also, what's that band? Um, Pink Floyd, they nailed it. They nailed it with that whole visual. So, um, the light of the creator. We connect with the light of the creator. Why? To illuminate that which is dark in us, make us light. What is light? What is white light? White light is the summation of all the rainbow colors. So, our goal as a human in a body, right? The soul doesn't really care about this stuff, but the physical body really does. And the physical body is our pyramid, is our capsule, is our palace, is our um, temple for our soul. And love and clarity, security, health, wealth, purpose. Without being, and we want those in all the chakras, really, because we just don't want to live in the first chakra. In the first chakra, we'll be so preoccupied with the third dimensional reality that we're in that we will forget the soul is here to learn lessons and grow. If we stayed in the first chakra and never evolved past it, we would want to avoid pain at all costs and blame everything around us on what was happening according to worldly events. So there is an evolution of the first chakra that we want, even though the first chakra is, the place of security. The word I have, it's got to do with our physical health. It's got to do with our lineages. It is, what are some other things that people associate with the first chakras? You can put it in the chat. Safety, ability to provide for yourself, ability to have abundance, uh, health. Oh, the feeling grounded, working on, yeah, family for sure. Lineages, family, absolutely. Survival of the family, survival of the lineage, and our memories of all the times we have been in a body. I mean, so it's the right place to start, and we're gonna stop and then see. Yeah, let's do no, not that one. Let's do uh an affirmation, and then we'll turn on music and go inside. So I want to share again, and I want to do this, and then I'll make it bigger, way bigger. Okay. Can we all read that? Is it impeding for anyone on their screen, or can everyone see that? Okay, thumbs up. Thank you. So first chakra, base, root, the divine core to Mother Earth, groundedness, connection to the heart of Earth, strength, physical self, our body, safety, tribal, family karma, courage. Oh, that one I forgot. Courage, determination, origin of life. Be here now. It's the note C. And the affirmation, it's on the right side there. We can read it together. I am right here, right now. I am present moment awareness. I embrace life. I am grounded to earth and connected to the crystalline grid. My body is vibrantly healthy. My earth body is a temple for my soul. I have the strength of source. I am the source. So it's interesting because you would think claiming yourself as God also or source is the upper chakra things. But if you do not get it into the first chakra, you will never get off the ground and you will stay in that third dimensional reality of only comparing your life and your success in life to what you're experiencing around you in the physical reality. So I found that very surprising that the claiming of God was all the way down to the first chakra. Thought it was super, super interesting. Okay, and so let's put on some music. So at the very end, we're going to do a Celtic weave together, which is a hand motion where we're weaving all the chakras back from the heart chakra, which I found fascinating. Donna Eden, she's an energy worker, and she can see when children are born. She can see all their geometries coming out of the womb, womb. And she notices that they all start to spin in accordance to the heart chakra. They all come from there. So we're going to do that Celtic weave at the very end. And the way she describes it as the baby comes out is she first sees all the nadis. And I know we've talked about this before in other classes, all those silver strands, those filaments that cover the entire body. And it's the communication system of the body. And these nadis run prana, life force energy through us and through the subtle bodies. So physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies. Now, the physical, mental, and emotional bodies are all ego. So this is why we give a lot of love and attention to the first three chakras, because they're related to the first three subtle bodies, physical, mental, and emotional. And that is all ego. And so the invitation is to get the ego to evolve into this heart chakra, the graduation from the third to the fourth chakra. And then that's really how the Earth's purpose, her calling of peace on earth, then gets unfolded by us as we start to live in our heart chakra. So we don't get rid of the ego, but we do evolve it. And our energy system, these nadis, the prana, the life force that flows through us, completely influences how we think and feel. And so if we only are gravitating towards the lower chakras, we're only going to feel the need for safety, personal power in the world. We're going to just have lower chakra feelings and really be more orientated to the ego and the ego's perception of life. As we clean up the darkness and the heaviness in these chakras, then God flows through us more and influences how we think and feel through these pathways. And so as we do the hand motion together of the Celtic weaving, the circle, the cycle, the spinning through our heart chakra to all the other chakras, we're actually touching something. We're touching the nadis, the etheric body, which is just a few inches right off the physical body. We're actually going to touch the nadis and start to weave and spin them. And it's going to be a good way to wrap up the session. So all of this is so that we can get this body and the lower sub body and the ego and the memories of the unconscious and the subconscious into the superconscious and the super ego. And that way we become superhumans. Yay. And so that's gonna none of that can really happen if you bypass the root chakra. You get to be that weird spiritual person, I don't know, who can't talk to anyone. You can't bypass this. So we do want to feel safe and comfortable and confident. And so that's part of getting this first chakra happy. And you may notice that your sleeping patterns or your eating patterns get a little better as the root chakra gets happier and associated with the earth, and get you firmly rooted in your life through your bones, through your tissues, through the dirt, through the crystalline core of the earth. And a healing of the need of the quality of physical survival and healing diseases and near-death experiences and violent attacks and physical abuse and natural disasters, which we all have memories of, even if it's not this lifetime, financial struggles, feeling displaced. And so again, overcoming these obstacles, we are thankful Ganesh is here for us, and the elephant energy, and helping us. The C note, you might not hear the C note in the first chakra, but if you do start to, it will be what warms up the strings of these lower chakras, so that as a unit, we do start to, really start to get in touch with what our note is. We'll have a much higher sense of it once we get past the third chakra. So, we all have negative attributes that our souls came to this world with, that we must recognize and transform, all of us. But we also all have positivity that each of us is meant to share as our gifts that we must express in the world. We all have both. So we all have the light, we all have the dark. And don't you want to get to the place where nothing bothers you, where you hold a sense of peace and light, even though you might be experiencing pain and sorrow? If so, then ask the Creator, hey, hi, I want to get to the place where life doesn't annoy me, where people don't bother me and I hate them, where I don't resent situations, where I wish things were different, and have the courage to ask that question. That's the deeper question. Not like, by the way, I need so and so to, win whatever. Or, the deeper question is, heal the places and spaces of me that still have anger and not feeling safe. Help me not be in my way, my own way. Help me get out of my own way, God. Thanks. Because I don't want to be annoyed by people. I don't want to be annoyed by situations. I don't want to be fearful when I leave the house. I don't want to be fearful that my children aren't going to have the life I want for them. When we have the courage to ask those deeper questions, then the universe knows you're serious, and it doesn't always fix it right away. It might keep throwing you bones to test you in the annoyances. Yeah. So if you notice that that's what you're working on, and then you get it, I have been tested so much in this last month, I'm actually getting to the point where I'm laughing. Like, I'm like, oh, I said the prayer and here we go. There you go, Annie. Here's this situation. And they all, like, I can feel them watching me like, what's she gonna do? And an initial response would be to rip someone a new asshole for reals. And they're like, what's she gonna do? And I'll be like, okay, what would Buddha say? Wow, I see that you tried really hard in that situation, and I'm recognizing that, and I'm gonna have to get back to you tomorrow on that one. Like, And they freak out in celebration when we actually don't let someone get under our skin and blow us up like a bomb. They celebrate. They think we are the neatest thing since napkins or sliced bread. Just like, look at my little human. They are growing up right in front of me. They didn't freak out. I gave her another example and she didn't lose her shit. Now, she did go and work it out, afterwards and maybe said some things, but that's okay. I said some things out loud. But the most important thing was, what do I want out of this? Do I want to blow up the relationship? Do I want to hurt their feelings? Do I want to point out what they did wrong? Or do I want my personal peace and see it from a perspective knowing that I asked the universe to create that situation for me? So everything's for me. That's freedom. So our soul doesn't want to experience this lifetime without pain or suffering. It wants to be able to experience anything that crosses our path from a place of wholeness. So our ability to stay connected to source no matter what we're experiencing and taking full responsibility for creating that experience, that's what our soul wants. And the more we scream about it, that means our ego has still got it's panties in a wad about something and not really, into what the soul wants. We're still in lower chakras if we're arguing with that. Okay. And honestly, people who still have a really big ego, me included, don't want to know what's wrong with them. I mean, do you ever get people who just meet you for coffee and they're like, I honestly would like to know what you think is wrong with me? Yeah, no, no one asks that. Yeah. But someone without an ego would be like, yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. But most of us that still has their ego firmly intact would rather not feel judged or underappreciated or not loved or not seen, as their competent self. But when the ego starts to dissolve, we just know whatever they're saying to us is a mirror. And so we want to deconstruct the ego's feedback to us and get online with fifth dimensional reality. So we have the bandwidth and the desire to know that when we get lit up, there's an opportunity. There's a situation at hand to find out what's the dharma, what's the karma on my plate, what is there to heal right now. And it's usually when you approach it from that, not as bad as you think it's going to be, because when you come from it with that angle, your pearls and your knowledge and your wisdom to answer these questions will be genuinely coming from your heart as God connects with you and healing exactly what you need to heal. So where is it that I am discordant? How do I get more neutral? What is it that's off, discordant, wrong with me? That I don't find as a personal assault. I more have curiosity. And I'd like it more to come from me. I don't really need the outside world to, I know myself better than anyone. So if I can be honest with myself and sit with God and be curious and able to handle my energy then in the outside world better, no longer sensitive to everything that happens around me and personal criticisms and finding things lacking in me, everything becomes more humorous and lighthearted as we move past the third chakra, because the ego gets quieter. And it's also, if we include it, then it actually evolves. And this is probably the strongest thing that we can do to keep the ego evolving. So we're just hunting, opening, willing to see, and love our darkness. So I'm going to share screen together. We're going to read a statement and then we'll go in side. So we go share screen, and then we go this one. Oh boy, let's hope it works. This, share screen, share, and then this, let's see which one. Not that one. We already did that one. This one. Okay, let's see if we can all read that from top to bottom. First words I, last words earth. Can everyone, we'll do this together? Someone give me a thumbs up. Can y'all see it? Okay. So I, state your name. Place myself, state your name, into a full court of atonement. I call in all levels of my consciousness, unconsciousness, subconsciousness, and ego, all aspects of my being, body, and soul, all layers of my energy field. I am calling in the essence of my first chakra and all my subtle bodies, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual body. I'm calling in my body deva and her higher self. Woo! My God teams, divine angels, guides, and master guides, Mother Earth, and the divine Mother Father for the purpose of soul recognition for my body and soul. I ask for a minimal dissolution between my body, ego, and my soul. Heart center optimization. I am requesting harmonization of my first chakra and the elements and planets and emotions associated with my first chakra. I am calling in my first chakra's wellness tone and vibration and purification of her crystalline center. I call in restoration of peace. I ask for God Goddess to enter into my first chakra, and I am asking for transcendence assistance for anything not supporting my first chakra's well-being and its harmonized characteristics of groundedness, supportedness, resolution with the past through all my lineages and bloodlines, wealth, health, security, abundance, activation of the divine blueprint of my DNA, rootedness, and the divine connection to earth. Ooh, that was sweet. Okay, so now I'm going to turn in some music and turn on some music and oh, that was good. Okay, I'm altered. I gotta remember what I'm doing. That was so fun. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Okay. That was so good. Okay, cool. Woo! Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll put on some music. And we're going to play music for the first chakra. Okay. And so you should be able to hear me and the music. Sandra, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear both me and the music? Okay, thank you. Okay, great. And so if we want to, we can close our eyes and go inside and meditate, or if you need to stay awake, just sit up and I'm going to say a prayer. Ah, we celebrate this special time together, breathing deeply and going within to the divinity of our heart flame. This is where the trifold flame ignites. And as we feel our heart chakra opening with our breath to experience the infinite love and gratitude from our Father, Mother, Source flowing through our heart flame into the flames of every man, woman, and child on earth to lift us all up. We feel the violet flame helping us and humanity and the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth as we bathe our first chakra with these loving energies. Celebrate our connection from our first chakra to Earth and all her life that we're capable of feeling. We ask for any discordant energy that we notice in our first chakra to be looked at by full source with unconditional love. And healed at its core, at its root, at its crystalline center. And that we be forgiven for any wrongdoing that we did out of necessity and then subsequently created a debt. We ask that all these debts that have been unpaid to any part of life be forgiven. All we have wronged, all who have wronged us, in any time, in any way, for any reason, come into balance with this divine love. We celebrate the elephant energy in Ganesh helping us, and the earth dragons, violet flame dragons. They look like they're going all the way to the vibrations of our DNA, which is wonderful. Oh. We call in Archangel Jophiel that helps us with the base chakra. We'll also call in Archangel Azrael and Archangel Sandalphon to help with the Earth Star chakra underneath us and our Earth Gateway chakra. There we go. That's what we needed. Okay, perfect. Thank you. To get the base for this root chakra to even feel safe and supported enough by the appropriate beings that help us with those, and we welcome them to integrate into us and let us receive a healing. We let the healing go to our kidneys and bladder and adrenals and spine as well. Addressing any physical ailments in those areas and emotional areas like vitality, security, health, survival issues, helping us manifest, feel stable, vital, passionate, enjoy the pleasures of nature, increasing our patience, our tenacity, our career successes. I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes. Start to deepen your breath and get ready to come back. We'll have this recording to lean on and that mantra I can send out with the recording. All right. I'm going to thank all the beings of love and light that came here to assist us today in this excavating of our first chakra, willing to ask for help and let the light in and see what needs to be seen and allow the healing to take place for the sake of all beings. I know your time is precious, and I'm very grateful that you made space for all of us to get together and have this journey together in the first chakra. Throughout the next month, I think we should at least listen to the recording once and read the affirmation as many times as you can. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the recording, and then if anyone wants to share their experience, that is welcome. And until we meet again, we'll do it once a month. So it's easiest if we just do every 4 weeks. So every 4 weeks from today, we'll meet for 12 months in a row. And I think it's January, it's actually January 2nd and then the 30th. So you can't just say it's the first Thursday of every month or whatever. So every 4 weeks after today, recurring meeting. Okay. Love to you all. I have more to say. We are going to do the Celtic weave. Hold on. Share screen and this. Good thing someone's paying attention. Where is it? Okay, let's see if I can get this. It's kind of a picture, but you'll get the gist. Okay, so I got to make it a little smaller on the top. No, not that one. Maybe we'll do this one. This one might be better. Okay, so we're going to start with the heart, and we're going to use our right hand, and we're going to go clockwise. So you can see my picture in the corner. Right hand, we're going to start to connect with the heart chakra, and you're going to start to feel those nadis, all those silver little strings. You let your hands get all, like, let them just weave all around those silver threads around your hand, right outside the heart chakra. And then you're going to go clockwise, moving down to the solar plexus, feeling all those little nadis. See, now we're here. Feeling them, feeling them, feeling them. Still going clockwise. We go up from the solar plexus chakra to the throat chakra. There we go. Ooh. Clockwise more. From the throat chakra down to the sacral chakra. All the nadis wrapped around your finger. We're letting all of them communicate. Still clockwise, we go from the sacral chakra, the womb, up to the crown, right above the head. And then continuing clockwise from the crown down to the root chakra, all the way to the root chakra, and then continuing clockwise all the way up to the sixth chakra. When you sigh, then you can just place your hand on your heart. Okay, goody. Thanks, Mary Ellen. Okay.